coming in here and sitting down and humming some Zen. I'm so at my limit. So I'm just warning anybody, if you happen to be physically around me today, I'm just warning you. In fact, one of the first things I said to Dave when I got up is I was like, Dave, how many days until my period's supposed to start? And so, I won't pretend that I don't know that guys are really good at tracking stuff like this. So we're just going to have a mature adult conversation right now. I've been married twice, so I don't think it's just coincidental that usually most of the time I can ask my spouse, like, how many days has it been since we've had intercourse? And they usually know by the day. So also Dave usually tracks my menstrual cycle. So I'm like, am I starting to feel yucky because I'm getting PMSy? Am I starting to want to rip into people because I'm on, I don't know, week number 2? I think it's been a couple weeks since we got the dog. I seriously feel like a brand new mom with an infant. And I caught myself yesterday being like, oh my gosh, I just need to go home and take a nap. And then I'm like, I can't because I have my puppy there. And then I thought, who can I take my puppy to so I can get some sleep? And I was like, holy crap, this is just like when you have an infant and you're like, Mom, I need you to come over and stay with the baby so I can sleep. Or like when my very first kid was born, I remember my mom actually staying over at my house. And she would get up with the baby a few times during the night so I could sleep. So I totally feel like I got a leak in my eye. I totally feel like that's where I'm at. Or and I have this super cute friend which we should talk about her today. She's like, oh, I'd babysit your puppy overnight. And I would totally let her. But I feel like then puppy would be emotionally distraught just because, he's in a new house with new people again. So I'm trying to just be like, he's growing every day. His bladder's getting bigger, like thinking about the positive. But I am so just at my limit. I caught myself this morning, even when I woke up a couple times in the night, I was like, stop clenching your jaw. I need to do some work on myself, so I stopped doing that. Otherwise, I'll go all day long and then I'll catch myself. I'll be at work and I'll be clenching my jaw and I'll have my toes curled into my shoes and I'll be sitting very tense. And also, so catch yourself. I do that, and then I put I put my tongue kind of on the roof of my mouth, and it's a very tense spot. And the more stressed and the more tired I get, the more that I catch myself doing it, which of course is the opposite of what I should be doing, because then I put all this tension through my neck and then I get this really bad tension headache going on. And lo and behold, like the crazy thing is, the hormonal imbalance or the hormones that I get right before my cycle starts gives me a sinus infection. And so that's another thing, like I work on energy wise a lot for myself is like, okay, I can feel it coming on. I need to start balancing my system, like releasing any trapped emotions that are causing this sinus pressure. So this morning I actually I could feel it. And so I was like, okay, instead of resisting it, right? Because we don't want to resist our pain, then it persists. So I just relaxed and I was like, feel it. Feel all the pain that's coming in right here. Feel the congestion. And like immediately, just because I was feeling it, there was like a 15% release in how painful it was right here. And so I just do this throughout the day. I'm going to catch myself. I'm going to be like, okay, relax the tension in your jaw. Relax your body, relax your feet. See, like that feels so much better already. Feel the stress, feel the tension over on the side of your face. Breathe it away. Zen, it feels so much better. Okay, guys, I am so, I'm going to share this with you. So just yesterday, I was like, okay, I did my beautiful soul deliciousness. It was on weight and why we keep weight on ourselves. It's really good So you can go back and find that from yesterday, or it's on my YouTube channel. And then after I did that, I just was sitting here and I had this like impression of something that I really, like, as I'm taking my business to this next level and I'm developing a course. Good morning, Lisa. I thought you were not able to hop on today. As I develop this course, maybe I dreamed that you said that. I don't know. Anyways, I'm like, okay, what do I really have to wrap around here? And I wrote this note and I actually posted it onto my Facebook, onto my personal Facebook page. So I'm going to read it to you. You can read it to yourself too, but sometimes we're afraid to ask for help. We want to feel better so bad, but we are so afraid it's hopeless. And then you can't really tell, but in purple down at the bottom, it says, oh, beautiful, but what if it works? Take my hand. Like it was just like, that's exactly what I want. Because here's what I realized. People are really resistant to healing because this is just like what I talked about yesterday. You're so afraid that it's not going to work, or you've done some kind of crazy healing before that's really painful, or you're so sick and tired of sitting in front of a therapist and talking about how you've been sexually molested for like the 25th time and nothing ever works. And so you're like, yeah, here's this crazy lady on Facebook telling me that she can tap into my subconscious and basically fish these emotions out, and I'm going to be better and everything's going to be great. And so you want to believe it because you're like, man, that would be so cool if it was that easy and you could just do it. You want to believe that your body can heal because you've been diagnosed with a chronic disease. But you're like, dang, what if I believe it and then it doesn't help me? But what if you believe it and it does? What if you believe it and it does? Okay, let's just put this into logicalness. What if you try it and it doesn't work? Okay, great. You're in the same spot that you are now. I don't do this to make a living. I don't do this to make a ton of money. I do this to help people. So come on. I charge $45 a session. You're never going to go to a therapist that charges $45 for a session, for an hour session. Okay. Why don't you just bust in? So what if it doesn't work? Honestly, you don't even need, okay, then you're like, well, do I need to believe that it's going to work? No, you don't. I have people come to me all the time and they're like, I don't really believe this, but whatever, I'm game. And then they're like, that's so cool, right? As we start finding things that happen, they're like, there's no way you would know that when I was 12 years old, that I was in physical trauma and injured my head. And I'm like, you're right. There's no way that I do know that, but your subconscious does. So I'm not the one finding this. You are giving it to me. And your body is meant to heal itself. This is not some crazy phenomenon where we're like, we're going to sprinkle some fairy dust on you and everything's going to be great. No, this is your body, your divine, God-given, spiritual given, higher divine given body has this natural, beautiful ability to heal itself. It's just that we are dumb human beings and we are so horrible at recognizing that divine potential because we're so focused on our physical body. But you are more. I did this cute, beautiful quote, was from a radio host. She said, you are more than your body. You are more than your physical body, something like that. You are so much more than your physical body. The physical body should be your afterthought. Focus on your energy. Everything else will align if you focus on your energy. I 100% tell you that. Your weight, your abundance, your business, your family, your whatever, your job, your career, your kids, you name it. You focus on your energy and everything else will come into play. The problem is we're focusing on all these other little tiny things individually. That's a lot to put on your plate. I'm focusing on my weight. I'm focusing on my relationship with my kids. I'm focusing on my relationship with my spouse. I'm focusing on my job. I'm focusing on, you know, my religious callings. I'm focusing on, you name it. That's a lot of stuff. When if you sat back and you were like, hold on now, I'm going to focus on my energy. Seriously, put your hand on your heart and just breathe in really deeply. You can feel it. Focus on your energy. This is you right here. When you balance this, all of that other stuff just beautifully aligns, guys. But you're fighting the flow. You are the salmon swimming up the stream. Turn around and just go with it. I mean, salmon swimming up a stream have a reason, but you don't have a reason to swim up the stream. You're not going out there to lay your eggs or whatever they're doing. You, my friends, do not need to be swimming up the stream. This is so much easier than you think it is. So I get it. You're scared. I don't know. This goes against everything I've ever been taught. Yeah, that's because we're taught really dumb things like that we're fat and ugly. So when you're like, this goes against anything I've been taught, like, really? What have you been taught that's actually really that beneficial for yourself? Not a whole lot of nothing. I mean, you know, I was taught that I probably have, you know, mental issues that create limitations for myself. That's a stupid thing to teach someone. I saw one of my friends make a post yesterday on Facebook, and I was like, you just totally affirmed with your kid that they're overweight. Like, it's just, no. Don't put yourself on a measurement system of humanity, because it's just wrong and dumb. And what you believe becomes your reality. And so the problem is that we tell ourselves, oh, if someone's gone to college, then they know everything. And so if someone that has gone to college and has a PhD tells me that I have Epstein-Barr virus, then that's what I have, because that's what they said. And they went to school and they know. And now I have it, and now I have all the symptoms that come with it because I was told that I do. That's just the way that it works when we focus on our physical. Stop focusing on the physical. Realistically, what is the diagnosis? I'm actually going to tell you, my stream is having connection issues. You just go shove it. You go to a doctor and they're like, oh, so tell me what you're, okay. All right, Janet, tell me what your symptoms are. Okay, so you're not sleeping. Okay, got it. All right. Okay, so you have some raced heart. Okay, great. And okay, and you're gaining weight. All right. So basically, a doctor's just looking at that and they're like, what diagnosis goes really along with these symptoms? Oh, okay, perfect. It sounds to me like this is what you have. I mean, sure, they'll take some blood work and then they'll be like, oh, let's confirm. Oh, yeah. So, oh, your thyroid also. Okay, so not only did I just diagnose you with, you know, lupus, but also you should know your thyroid isn't working correctly. And now you're like, okay. And so you leave there and you're like, what's the hope for myself? I don't know. How do I fix all this? You have no idea. So then you're just like, oh, I guess I need prescription medications. And now guess what? Happy Pharma is making tons of money off you. You're not going to get better because that's not what medications do. They suppress symptoms so that you have to be on them for the rest of your freaking life. And so now, wow, Happy Pharma is making a ton of money on you. You're spending half of your income on pharmaceutical medications. And then you just keep going back to the doctor every 6 months because he just wants to confirm that, you know, you're still doing okay. And if there's any new symptoms, we're going to give you something else. And that's how it works. And, you know, it's either that or I'm going to slice and dice you open and take out organs or tell you that, you know, we're going to fix something or whatever. And the problem with that is your body hates it. Your body has a spiritual part and a physical part. Every single part of your body, from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes, there is a spiritual alignment and a physical alignment. What do you think happens when you rip out your gallbladder? Your spirit gallbladder is like, what just happened to me? And then it creates a whole new catastrophic event because you have a disconnection in your body where your gallbladder used to be. And so maybe some of the issues from your gallbladder are gone, but you've created a whole new underlying problem. Maybe isn't manifesting itself immediately, but it's going to come back to bite you. So there you go. That's my rant for the day. Don't be afraid. Living in fear is what creates us to have horrible lives. Believe it, own it, love it. Okay. As far as next week goes, I have so many of you telling me that you're going to so miss me live in the morning. I'm so just like, okay, I need to resonate this week. I really don't want to go live at I literally would have to go live at about 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That just seems really early for me because that means that my peeps on the Pacific time are at 5:30 and my peeps on the East Coast are at 8:30. I don't know. It's just like, oh, do I really want to do that so early? Or do I just want to go live when I get home later in the evening? I feel like I have a lot more people watching me when I go live later on in the day. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go live later in the day. We're going to see how it goes, okay? You guys can always replay as well. So if you want to replay, just replay the one from the day before in the morning for your little motivation. Okay, socks. I'm wearing my pumpkin shirt. I'm empty inside because I'm empty inside. So I'm going all out Halloween today. I'm so tired. I'm just like, burn the village. Okay. All right, you guys, love you. I hope you